All right. Daily Dose of Martens, April 14th, Tuesday, April 14th. Um, oh, I added a thing. Nate told me that more people would watch if it was a gaming video. So I'm just going to share a little thing with you here, show off my technological and gaming skills. This is my Sim City. Actually, it's an entire region. I get addicted to this thing. I play far too much of it. Let me see if I can back up to the region view. Look at this. 1 million people, 19 million simoleons, Giovanni Woods. Let's see. This is moving kind of slow. Is that a normal thing? Tosca Cliffs. Why won't it turn? Plastic Keys, Figaro Forest, or Are You With Me? I wrote that one. It's a pun. Plastic Keys. I don't know. If you haven't ever played SimCity, there's a version that you can download on your phone also, and it is awesome. I'm not going to teach you though. Okay. Away from that, if I can figure it out. How to get back. Oh, for crying out loud. Well, that was impressive, wasn't it? Hey, good morning to you again. I was really excited to see how many people watched the Daily Dose. We'll see how many watched it today. You might have watched it yesterday and then clicked like 3 minutes in and said, I don't know what Martin's talking about. I want to touch on something today. I was privy to a conversation that several principals were having. You know, my wife works in central office, and there was a thing. And they were sort of brainstorming, complaining, worrying about how many students weren't getting on and doing the work. And I understand, we all understand that there are people that have technology obstacles to get to. I also had a student reach out saying that the work was feeling like a bit much, that it was piling on. Everybody was creating stuff all at once, and they didn't feel like they could keep up. I wanted to know, if it was worth doing because of the grade. I know that people have talked about how the district is committed to making sure that students aren't punished for not being able to get to their work. And some people have chosen to translate that into, I don't need to do any. And I get that. But I guess the part I want to talk about is the fact that, like, it was never about the grades, or at least it shouldn't have been. And we apply grades and we talk about them and we send stuff out 6 times a year. So maybe it only makes sense that people thought that school was always about the grades, but it's really about learning and making ourselves better prepared for the future so that we have options when we get there. And I don't want anybody pursuing this work in a way that adds stress, hurts relationships in their own home, causes them anxiety in a time that's filled with anxiety. I don't want any of that. But I also would really be heartbroken to hear that people decided that because, mathematically they were going to work out and pass the class, whether they learned any more or not, that they were going to choose not to do it. That somehow along the way we failed you in helping you understand why it is that we go to school at all. I mean, there are schools that don't give grades. And, for me, a guy that graduated from high school with a pretty poor GPA, but some high test scores, and was able to go to the college he wanted to go to and get the degree he wanted to get, the life he wanted to live, because I kept learning. I want people to be committed to that idea. Again, I don't know. Just this is about learning, and we're doing our best to try to figure out how we can best support you and keep you prepared for what comes next. And it all builds one upon another. If we take time off here and we try to make it up later, that's just time that we could have been getting ahead. And so take as much advantage of it as you're capable of, because there's a very small window where the world gives us the grace to let us learn and figure things out. And all of a sudden, whether it's 19 and out of high school or 22 and out of college, the world turns around and says, "That's it. That was your chance." And here are the choices that you have as a result of it. And you don't want to be 22 and find out you don't have any. And I'm not saying that just because you didn't get stuff done during this time that you'll have that, but if you don't have everything you want, you might have a tinge of regret. And one of the great ways to live your life is to do everything that you can so that you don't have to look back and say, I could have done more. That's it. That's a big preachy thing. It's a little heavier than yesterday. Sorry for that. Also, a little bit of grace with the teachers. We're all figuring this out. What's the best way for us to be supportive? What level of work should we do? I think that many people are putting up as much as they find, and that we sat for 3 weeks thinking of all of the things that we could and should be doing. And yeah, maybe some of us are putting it all in there right at once, but show us some grace too. I know that all the staff members of Carnegie that I've talked to, they're trying to show that grace back to students. So let's just all agree to do our best, and then accept that that's what people are trying to do. Okay. All right. I love you guys. See you tomorrow.